So Sean Payton had a very interesting comparison when talking about Bo Nix after the team's first, basically rookie minicamp on Saturday, and this is what Sean Payton compared Bo Nix to. Take a listen.
Well, the location of throws, 2 or 3 down the field throws today. It's almost like watching a good golfer. Sometimes when you watch his game, over 2 years, there's a patience to how he plays. The ball comes out, and I don't want to use the term boring. That's not the right term, but yeah, pretty good decisions, and with each play, the efficiency and how he's operating, all of that.
Well, Sean Payton has been very high on Bo Nix from the very beginning. Even comparing him to Patrick Mahomes, the same type of excitement he had for potentially drafting Mahomes, which he wanted to back in 2017 before the Chiefs jumped him. He has that same excitement now with Bo Nix. So I want to know, how do you think Bo Nix will perform if he is the year 1 starter under Sean Payton and the Denver Broncos?
Well, before I get into answering that question, I thought Sean Payton's comments were a little odd.
Yeah, definitely.
To say he looked like a good golfer out there. Yep. I mean, what does Bo Nix take away from that? I look like a good golfer?
He also called him a little bit boring. His
a little boring,
style.
too.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I guess...
Well, he said it wasn't the right word, but he still...
Yeah, it's right.
Yeah.
I think what he was trying to say is, a good golfer is pretty accurate with his shots, right?
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Bo Nix apparently was very accurate with his throws.
Yeah.
He...
77% completion percentage last year at college.
He did well in the practice area.
Right,
he went to the right receivers. He was as good or better than the private workout that they had, so they were happy with that. His on-field performance is exactly what they were looking for. That's what Payton said. He's doing well. The passing offense relies on consistency, rhythm, and timing. That's what Sean Payton's looking for. Maybe that's why it was boring, because he excelled in each one of those categories and being consistent, having good rhythm, and his timing was good. Apparently, he was very accurate. He hit the right receivers with the pinpoint accuracy. And he says his performance was boring in a positive way. He makes good decisions. He needs work on operating under the center. I don't think he may not have even taken a snap under center when he was in college. Everything was shotgun.
Yeah.
Where was he? He was at Oregon. That's right. Yeah. So, hey, I guess given the way that Sean Payton treated Russell Wilson, to have him say nice things about a rookie, if I were Bo Nix, I guess I'd be happy.
Well, I am very high on Bo Nix, as well as Sean Payton is clearly. If you're comparing him to Patrick Mahomes, you got to be pretty high on the guy. And I am, actually. A lot of people aren't. Well, when you lead the entire NCAA in completion percentage at 77.4, and also have 4,500 yards and 45 touchdowns, along with only 3 interceptions, and throughout your college career, you've dealt with, I think, 5 head coaches, a number of offensive coordinators, and yet you could perform at a decently high level, like previously when he was at Auburn. It wasn't good, it wasn't great, but it wasn't horrible. Then he goes to Oregon. Oh my God, kid could play. The first year Oregon, 72% completion percentage, basically 3,600 yards, 29 touchdowns, 7 picks. If that was Drake May, people would be fawning over if that was Drake May. But no, it's Bo Nix. And then this past season, 77% completion percentage, 4,500 yards, 45 touchdowns, 3 picks. That's massive growth right there. And I think Sean Payton respects that. I also think, unlike Russell Wilson, who had trouble with the playbook, had to go to wristband and reportedly had to now learn 2 words, and everybody didn't know what those 2 words had to say, I think Sean Payton knows that Bo Nix will nail down this offense, which he already had, because we heard basically, like during his pro day, after his pro day, the Denver Broncos actually set up a private workout, gave him a number of offensive installs the night before. Next morning, nailing it in the classroom, making great plays on the field practice-wise, did a great job. And that time, Sean Payton's like, you know what? This is our quarterback. Comparing it to Patrick Mahomes, though, that might be a little bit something. When talking about watching a good golfer, could it be that lines up his shot, takes his time, makes the right read, knows how to analyze the golf course to make the right putt? Maybe. And maybe that is what Bo Nix will bring. But if we're talking about the overall performance in year one, I'm saying it's going to be pretty good. I'm not saying it's going to be great. My guess is 7 wins. That's a good starting point. I would say that's a pretty good starting point, actually, because you made it to 8 wins with a guy who's already won a Super Bowl and been to 2. If you go 7 wins with a rookie quarterback that you picked last in the first round at the number 12 pick, I mean, that's pretty good. Rookie quarterback with a roster that, honestly, it isn't great. I mean, you've talked about it before. Some of the weapons that they have, and I'll bring it.
They lost a lot of their players.
They did. They lost Jerry Jeudy. Cortland Sutton's not happy with his contract situation. There's a lot of issues. Also, Javonte Williams can't stay healthy. They did pick up Josh Reynolds, which is not bad. They got Troy Franklin. They reunited him with his star wide receiver, so that's obviously good. Offensive line's okay. It's not bad at all. Defensively, you got John Franklin Myers, which I think was an underrated pickup on the defensive line, and you also have Pat Surtain on the as a cornerback for you. So I think this team's gonna be okay. I think it's still gonna be growing. You just got a rookie quarterback. My guess is you're gonna go 7-9. It's gonna be 7-10, and I think you're gonna be okay. And then moving forward, just continually grow. I think Sean Payton, honestly, I talked to one of my friends about this. Because we were talking about Bo Nix, and now we each don't hate the pick. I like Bo Nix. I'm higher on Bo Nix than he is. I think he could be a serious starter for like at least 7 seasons. 7 seasons of being a legitimate starter. Now, obviously, if Sean Payton gets fired, that could obviously be a different story. But I think where you end up obviously matters. And think about this: Jameis Winston went from that 30 interception season to then, before he got hurt, 14 touchdowns, only 3 picks under Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Sean Payton knows how to coach quarterbacks. Yeah. Drew Brees
is a special talent. We don't know if Bo Nix is going to be another Drew Brees, but I'm happy that Payton is happy with him, and I'm happy Bo Nix is happy with them. So we'll see what happens.
Well, do you think
that if the Falcons hadn't picked Penix, that the Broncos might have picked him instead?
No. I think the Raiders probably would have.
Okay.
That's my guess. And a number of teams reportedly tried to trade up to try to get Penix, to no avail, obviously. But let me ask you this. Because the question is, how will Bo Nix perform in year 1 with the Broncos? And right now, no one's the true quarterback 1 for the team. What are the odds Bo Nix beats out Zach Wilson and Jarrett Stidham? I think pretty high. I think very, very high. Because currently right now, obviously there's no legitimate quarterback 1. Bo Nix, according to ESPN, is the listed quarterback 1 for the Denver Broncos. I think it should be, I'm not going to say a cakewalk, because there's a reason why some of these guys are in the NFL. I think there's a very, very high chance Bo Nix will be the starter week 1. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's much question about that either. I really don't.
Do you think Zach Wilson might be released?
No, I think they're going to keep him as a quarterback 3. Okay. There's no reason to get off him. You're not paying him really anything. You denied his 5th-year option.
Well, given how poor the Broncos are, I thought maybe they'd just carry 2 quarterbacks so they could have one more position for something else. I mean, only 1 quarterback plays, so having 3 of them, 2 of them sitting over there on the bench, 54 players. Maybe you'd like to have 1 more position player out there. We'll see.
I also think Troy Franklin being, the 5th wide receiver, I think he's going to pass Marvin Mims. I don't mind Marvin Mims. Had a couple of very, very nice plays last season. I just think the connection between Nix and Franklin will be very high, so much so that Franklin may creep up on the depth chart to, I would say, wide receiver 3 at least. He's wide receiver 5 right now. That connection, I think, is going to be something special. That's what I think. But I do think Bo Nix, this is the correct spot. I think Sean Payton is going to do wonders with Nix. I'm sure Bo Nix loves being there, learning from Sean Payton, an incredible coach. And I think, honestly, refine his game more. Long-time starter for the Denver Broncos. The Broncos have had trouble finding quarterbacks since Peyton Manning left. They've been all over. Brock Osweiler, Joe Flacco at one point. Now you have a bunch of randoms going out to Russell Wilson. You tried out. Even before Peyton Manning, you had Kyle Orton, Tim Tebow. You had a whole hodgepodge of random quarterbacks that didn't really stay very long. I think Bo Nix could be the answer for the future.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
Confident in that, too. I just think, he already fought through a bunch of adversity with learning different coaches, learning from different coaches, learning new offensive schemes.
Yeah, well, he's going to have it tough. He's in a pretty tough division.
He is in a very, very tough division.
Yeah.
But I also think he has a very tough head coach who I think will coach him up very well.
Yeah. We'll see how he does against the Chiefs.
That's
twice a year, and against the Chargers twice a year with Harbaugh now their coach. It's going to be tough for him, I think.
I'm not going to say that it won't be hard because it's the NFL and you're a rookie quarterback. But will I say that you're going to be a bust right now?
No.
No.
I wouldn't say that.
No. I don't think it's. I really don't think it's that realistic to say Bo Nix will just be a cataclysmic failure with Denver. Personally, I can't see it. Maybe I could be completely wrong, but hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, if you want to check out the full episode, make sure you click the I in the top right-hand corner right now. If you want to listen to this show anywhere you go, make sure you go to anchor.fm/The Harvey Hour or anywhere you get your podcasts.